Hello and welcome, I'm your Code Monkey, and in this series we're making Snake in Unity. In this video we're going to take the sprites we added previously and deal with rotation and corners. Let's begin. Here is our game so far. We have our snake moving around the map. I can eat some food, and when I do, the body grows, and the body follows the path that the snake took. As you can see, every time we eat, we increase the body by one segment. Now, the one issue we have is regarding the rotation of the body. As you can see, the sprite is only in its natural rotation, and it should actually be pointing where the snake is going. So over here is our snake class. And now, in order to rotate our sprite, we need to know not just where the sprite has been, but also the direction it was pointing in. So in here, we are only storing that position. Our snake move position list only has a vector2int, which contains the grid position. So we have to think about how we can store more than just our grid position. So down here, when we are inserting a new grid position, we also need to insert the current grid move direction. So let's define a class to store just that. This will store a single move position from the snake. So for that, first we're going to need a private vector2int for our grid position. And then we also need to store the direction the snake went towards. So let's go up here inside our snake class, and let's define a enum for our direction. So here are all four directions that the snake can move in, and we can use that direction down here. Okay, so we now have a nice simple class containing each snake move position. So we can now go back up here and change this one. Instead of using a vector2int, let's use our class snake move position. And let's also create a constructor, snake move position, where we're going to receive our grid position and the direction. So up here, when we are inserting one into the list, we insert a new snake move position using our grid position and then also the direction. So in here, in order to get the direction, we are currently only using a vector2int. So let's make our code actually use our newly defined enum. So we replace this with just a direction. By default, let's set to move to the right as we were doing previously. So in here, let's modify this code to use the enum instead of using a vector2int. Alright, so instead of dealing with our vector2int, we are now correctly using our enum variable. And down here, we still need a grid move direction in order to move our grid position, so let's define one. So we get our grid move direction vector based on the grid move direction and works the same as previously. And now we can go into our snake move position, and now in here we can actually construct it using our grid move direction. And then we insert this object into this list. Okay, so now let's deal with the remaining errors. In here, on our function to return the full snake grid position list, we have an error since this no longer contains a list of vector2ints. So we have to go through this list and manually add each instance into this full list. Okay, so our code has now been correctly converted into using a actual snake move position object instead of just using vector2ints. So all of that just so we can add another piece of information to every move position. So we can now store the grid position and also the direction, which is what we're going to need in order to rotate our sprites. So first of all, let's just run the code to make sure that we didn't break anything by creating this. Okay, so here's the snake, it's moving, and yep, I can still eat food and all the sprites are still instantiated correctly. Alright, great, so everything still works, but we now have our code nicely set up to easily fix our problem with the sprite rotation. So here on the snake body part, we are updating the position by giving it a grid position. So let's replace this function and give it a snake move position instead. Okay, so we have modified our function to work with the snake move position object. And now that we have this, we can go into our transform and modify the Euler angles. And again, we are in 2D, so we ignore the X, the Y, and the Z is the one we need to change. So now let's convert the direction into angles. So down here, let's also make a function to expose our direction. And then up here, we can do a switch on the snake move position, get the direction. So we do a switch on the direction. By default, this snake is pointing up, so let's deal with the up direction. So by default, we set the angle to 0, and now let's do all the other directions. Okay, so just like that, we should have our snake correctly pointing in the right direction. So as you can see, we are doing a switch on the direction from the snake move position, and then we simply define a Euler angle and we set it on our transform. So let's see. There's the food, I go to it, and yep, as you can see, it is correctly rotated to follow the snake path. So let's eat some more. Alright, so as you can see, the body parts are now correctly rotated, facing the direction that the snake was moving when it passed through that point. So the rotation is working correctly, but the corners do look quite a bit odd. We should add a different rotation in the corners so they connect perfectly. So now we need to think of what information do we need in order to deal with our corners correctly. We already have direction that the snake is going in, but in order to connect a corner, we also need to know the direction that the previous body part went in. So we need to store both the direction of the current and the previous position. So here in the snake move position class, let's add another field for the previous snake move position. And let's modify the constructor to receive it. Now in here we might have an issue if the previous snake move position is null, since this could be the very first position. So let's deal with that in order to not get an error in here. So if it is null, then we simply return a default direction. And if not, we return the previous direction. Okay, so now let's go all the way up here to our constructor. Okay, so when we have a new snake move position, we insert it into index 0. So before we do that, we check if we currently have at least one position in our previous position list. And if so, then we grab the one on index 0 and that will become the previous. Okay, so now we can go down into the snake body part, and now we have all the information needed to be able to deal with corners. So in here, first we're doing a switch on this current position direction. And now in here, we can do a switch on the previous direction in order to identify the corners. So for example, let's start off in here. So this move position is moving to the right. So in here, let's do a switch on the snake move position and get the previous direction. And here we do a case. So we were previously going down and then we turn to the right. So in here, all we need is to come up with an angle that perfectly matches that corner. And by default, we have the normal angle. So let's see if this angle is now correct regarding a corner when the snake is going down and then suddenly switches to the right. Okay, so here's my snake with a large body. Now let's go down, and now when I turn to the right, yep, there you go, it is correctly angling to the right. So as you can see, the code is correctly testing for the current and the previous direction. Alright, so let's apply that to the other corners. Okay, so here are all of our various directions. Let's see if all of them are rotated correctly. And yep, there's our snake, and the corners are now correctly following the path of the snake. So they now connect and look much better. We can still modify the transform to make it look a bit better, but still it works perfectly fine. So there you have it. We added direction to the snake body positions so we can rotate our sprites while also making sure the corners look great. In the next video, we're going to handle snake death and wrapping around the level. As always, you can download the project files and utilities from unitycodemonkey.com. If you have any questions, post them in the comments and I'll do my best to answer them. Subscribe for more videos, and I'll see you next time.